So like I saw like a freestyle by like Young M.A., right? And like it's obviously not ooh, but like there was a freestyle that like honestly, because of how like real she was spitting on the joint, like that's gonna be something that's like solid for like the next like that's gonna be
You want to
solid
say
for a
something,
minute.
yo? You want
Come through.
He's like,
It's a good discussion. I like it.
No, you gotta come over here because I don't know if we got cameras over there.
Yeah, you can sit.
All right, so introduce yourself once you sit, and like we just talk about your region.
It's Nico Valley. I'm from Framingham, representing Medina, but originally I am from Tremont, Bronx, so New York. I like the conversation.
What's your favorite region? Is it New York? Is that because it? Yeah. I think
Down for the team.
Of course, man.
So all three of y'all in New York?
Oh,
I kind of thought you might be West Coast.
See, that's tough because like
I kind of thought you might be West Coast.
I would say lyrically, I would say New York's my favorite coast, just because New York lyrics, they hit you, and they're like they're clever. You got the clever with the punchlines, and you have that style. I feel like I won't say New York rappers are arrogant. But if you ever have like a situation,
there's a cocky that New York got.
Yeah.
There's a cocky that New York got.
But I think that's what defines the style. I think that's what ends up defining the styles. Like, that's why Atlanta's so different because their cocky is a lot different.
They got the T.I. hat tilt cocky. It's a different kind of cocky.
And then Texas cocky is a lot different from Atlanta cocky. Everybody's just
true. Everyone's got that.
I think that's where the definition of the region styles end up coming in is they're cocky.
Like New York swag is like no other. But like Dipset in itself, if you could like package New York swag, it would be Dipset.
See, I like the tricks.
That's what it is. That's all Harlem. Like
I
love the tricks.
Now
for me,
that style has extended even more because when like was pointed out earlier, somebody brought up Young M.A. I was hearing it from the background, but like Dave East.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Troy Ave. It's all...
Can we even talk about Troy anymore?
He's still making music
throughout the time being?
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool.
Throughout the situation.
We could talk about Troy, but the simple reason is that he was young. He is young. Mm-hmm. He's still upcoming.
True.
And Troy the new Fab. Once Fab doing his little jog.
I don't know,
the new
son.
Fab, that's big.
Hey, I'm not sitting here saying the legacy will amount to the same. Because Fab's one of my favorite rappers. I can't.
And he's still doing
on the low. Fab been killing it.
And he's still doing it. And he's still killing it.
Yeah.
Fab has never lost relevance throughout the years.
No.
True.
Same with Jadakiss.
True.
No loss. Everybody else has lost relevance.
Yeah, it's tough to maintain your relevance. But
look at how long it took Jewels to start getting relevant again, when it comes to Dipset going back.
I don't even know what to talk about. Like, so Jewels is like
Joel's back?
He's recording. He's recording. Like he's not back, but he's he don't have the hit, but he's recording. So yeah,
I think you got to start the process.
Yeah, true.
And I think
look at how much noise the hip hop community made once they heard that Jewels was even back in the studio.
The thing about music,
because we wanted you. Go ahead, my fault.
I think the thing about music is that there's so many different ways to look at it. You don't have to have a hit every single time.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, because I think you can go for different markets. You could try to go make a song that this crazy region would feel is dope. So you don't have to chase the charts every time. Let's be honest. The charts don't always equate to the skill of an artist.
That's the whole Wu-Tang story, right? Wu-Tang, and Wu-Tang, and the same thing with like you were talking about Akash, right? Like they were gonna make a sound first, right? And like eventually all the other shit came because it was like mad different characters, and it's like, and I think like that's so because we talk about mad different types of New York, but I think the dope thing about New York is how gritty it was, right? So again, you can have Bad Boy and you can have DMX coming from the same place.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, so, like I was saying, my fault.
Good. Good.
I think New York is such a dope lyrical place. When you need that type of extra boost, for me at least, I put a little Jay-Z on, a little 50, still some classics from back in the day to get me through those moments where I need that little extra like oomph. Like I got that big meeting. You know what? I'm gonna have a Lil J Black album playing as I'm driving to this meeting.
Not American Gangster, because that would be like my meeting.
He's got some boosts too on that.
That'd be my meeting.
But I think the West Coast, their beats are crazy.
Yeah.
I think they have it like it's like sonically, like their producers. You can't really. It's so tough. when you're anchored by Dre, because Dre, if you didn't know, Dr. Dre doesn't play every single instrument, but he's the mastermind behind it. Like,
now he make it sound like he can play it.
Yeah.
Like, what you saying?
Like, but when you look at the West had more of a like almost like a similar mirror to follow when it came to the New York dynamic for the development of hip hop, right? Because when you look at, for example, NWA and what was the trending subject matter for them to rap about with Fuck the Police and, you know, all of that extra, it was literally notoriety, you know, all of that. And that was a stage that New York had already, like, been almost outgrowing almost, if you really want to look at it. Because New York always had that storytelling. It's hard to be black. Because
I think the message, like, because I think Melly Mel's the message was like fuck the police, but like a different way of telling it, right? So like, that was like what in the 80s. Like, no, that was like the 70s. Like,
I mean, but that's because it started in New York. Yeah, of course, they're gonna reach certain plateaus.
New York was always the young nigga got it bad because I'm brown. Yet the West Coast really emphasized on it. The West Coast really made it their point. Now, afterwards, when all of that, especially when the East and West Coast beefs actually started, that's when they really were being similar to each other. You couldn't even really start to look at many differences.
But also, Ice Cube was recording in New York. Like, because like, there's also like that. There's also like a part of like the Midwest sound like comes from like the West as well. Because again, like remember that like what's his name? Because there's mad like.
I love their medium. No, like, the Midwest pulled both styles and then flipped it. No, because like Detroit has these wild, these dudes in Detroit. There's some gutter ass rapping in Detroit. No, but like Sean Price went so hard. Royce the 5'9" is he only raps about guns. He almost everything he talks about somewhere along the line a gun's gonna be involved.
But historically, like some of the best rappers from the Midwest were like Bone Thugs and Wild. Right? But remember, they were brought into the game by Eazy-E.
Yo, aren't you a pacifist?
And like a lot of that same sound was still there too.
These are lives people live.
Like, he's a vegan.
I like the way
his favorite.
I enjoy
because he be cutting that corn. He be cutting that corn, son.
I enjoy the story. I like learning. Like, Detroit rap, I feel like they do a really good job at teaching shit.
Eminem's also his favorite.
Eminem dragged me into Detroit, but since I've gotten into Detroit, there's a lot of rappers I'd rather listen to than Eminem right now.
So you, like, moved over to 9 Mile now? Is that what you do?
Probably.
Yo, if you're trying to buy some property, you should reach out to me.
Yeah, real estate. Like,
Mr.
I don't know how we got here, but all right.
Property in Michigan is very cheap right now. Okay. If you're trying to get some
like
property.
Detroit stories are wild.
Yes.
It's a crazy region.
Black Milk tells stories with not just his rap. Like, his music literally tells a story behind it.
It's true, because the amount of poverty that exists within that area is wild.
Trick's
not get whole houses for like 10
Trick's not a necessarily good rapper, but he tells a story in his rapping. He does it on purpose. Like, it's a purposeful story. He's not accidentally speaking the story. Like, it's listening to the way that they describe their lives. I mean, it's hard. It sounds awful. It sounds really hard, and I'm like, I'm really glad I never had to live that life. Mm-hmm. But the way they can paint it, it's a wild picture to listen to, and it's taught me a lot about who I am and where my places are, because I understand things better by literally listening to these people rhyme.
I can see you on that. I can see you because I've been listening to like a whole lot more like Royce the 5'9" or because like we're at an interesting place in his career now, right? Because like before he was rapping, he was still good, but now he's sober, so he's getting more introspective. No, I'm not joking. Like so listening to like Prime, listening to like Testaments, listening to like layers, like again, like it's literally like you're hearing a lot more of that story, and it's like yes, he was dope before, but again, you're able to get like a better like. I've been listening to like a whole lot of Royce 5'9" recently because like just because like you're right, like, the way the story is set up, the way he like tells the story, like you didn't know he was capable. You knew he was a dope rapper. You didn't know he was capable of that much depth.
Yeah,
right? And like you
and
get
the team in Detroit does that. Like Junebug does the same shit. I heard him for the first time with Royce.
Okay.
And a lot of the Detroit stuff I've gotten onto has come from either Royce or Black Milk, and I've kind of just graduated to their features and stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've heard a feature that I haven't liked out of Detroit. Like, this dude, Fat Cat, has been on.
You've never heard one feature,
like so Dej Loaf?
Not one.
I don't know Dej Loaf. I don't know everything.
How you know Detroit, not Dej Loaf?
I appreciate Dej.
I don't know everything.
I like her, but I don't think
I'm still from Connecticut.
She's like a female Nate Dogg.
We gotta think about it from this perspective.
I would love it.
Hip hop music is the most popular genre on earth. That is a fact.
Hip-hop,
Every country on earth has its own category of hip hop.
Yeah,
you'll hear Russians spitting over, hip hop.
They may not like black people.
Angry as fuck, and definitely not sober. But
wait, what?
It's a cute family. Russian people love
and another thing is, when it comes to especially the New York scene, because New York rappers by far are now the guiltiest of doing this, because New York is the birthplace of hip hop at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Is cross regioning,
like designer.
Or
sounds very similar. To somebody.
Well, you can say that about 50.
Very similar.
But you can say that about 50.
I was more getting at ASAP Rocky. I was more getting at ASAP Rocky because ASAP Rocky, in some freestyles, is very New York, and he'll demonstrate it. But his main thing is Houston. If you really look at it,
true.
You know that ASAP Rocky, he performs in a lot of Houston's big music events.
I think when if you travel to a certain area, some of those vibes are gonna rub off on you if it's a dope city.
No,
when I went to Houston, I couldn't find all that stuff. Maybe it's just because I went to Austin.
I mean, the man said it. He said, influenced by Houston, you can hear it in my music.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to go to Houston again.
And that's from Houston Ohead.
You know what though? It's cool though. Like, I love seeing. You were mentioning Killer Mike and LP before.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing the cross region features and duos, because the shit that they put together ends up being. They come from such different stylistic rap, and they come from a different growing through hip hop and learning hip hop. And they come out with this shit that just it complements each other so perfectly. Like, Run the Jewels is out of control. But the way that those two perfectly mold over an LP beat is unbelievable.
So I wouldn't say that and I think
for audio push, by the way.
Shoot. My cousin put me onto him. But the thing is the issue is so. I'm not saying any region isn't particularly lyrical, because even because you can find somebody anywhere, right? We can talk about the snap music and whatever it is in Atlanta, but you also have dope, but you also have really dope cats whose pen games are crazy, right? So, but what I like about New York is it's always been consistent, right? So again, yes, you'll have the A Boogie with you have cats that aren't the dudes.
What songs he do again?
I don't remember. It's just the shit you hear on the radio that you just skip through.
No, it's like a little club banger.
No, but
A Boogie, he got a couple projects out where if you really look at his samples and his production,
it goes. I think
he's very 90s and very very much boom bap. What he's doing with his vocals, however, is a different story. Mm-hmm. He's crossing it over. He really is taking advantage, juicing the hell out of the fact that he's a new cat in the game. He's not a older person. He's actually very close in age to myself. I'm 18. He must be somewhere around there. And I'd say same goes for this dude Yachty. Yachty gives a very good argument to anybody who's ever attacked him. Yachty isn't.
Yachty's 18. I'm because that's the thing. We always talk about rap like it's it's always been some crazy whatever it is thing, right? But it's no, there's room for everything, right? So there's room for Yachty to be 18.
That is true. That is so true. No, that's why it's dope having
most rappers. That's when they start.
No, but
that's when you know who they are is at 18, but they've been rapping.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think there's space for that too, and it's I think, but it's just dope to have all those voices and because I hate when literally I hate when I see people talking about rapping because about rap and talking about the people who are in rap right now and talking down to them because again no literally your rap is still here. Mm-hmm. Like Fab is still here. Like all these guys are still these guys are still like recording, but it's like, yo, we gotta let the 20-year-olds, the 18-year-olds be the 18-year-olds.
Shit on the radio might be super annoying.
Like
but it ain't for us.
I was hearing from a quote from Yachty himself when he was attacked by the Sway in the Morning or Funkmaster Flex, I believe.
It was Flex.
It was Flex, right?
Flex on that.
And Yachty basically.
Flex like super old. Like
Yachty basically aired him out, kind of. He basically said, "Listen, man," and he didn't do it on like the ignorance that
Flex
you would
came for him first.
Exactly. You wouldn't expect from Yachty. You wouldn't expect the response, judging from his music, because it's not articulate enough or whatever. But when it came to arguing, when it came to arguing with Flex, he was actually very articulate. And what did he use to fuel his argument? He said, "You speaking to Nautica's creative designer." He's
true.
More than, and you don't hear Slipknot fans complaining about Paramore fans saying it's not too hardcore enough in rock music. You know what I mean? So it's like, why is it that in hip hop music you necessarily gotta like, this isn't gangster, this isn't hustler music, this isn't something with a story, it's ignorance, mumble rap, so we don't like it. That happens in hip hop music. Now this is where the interesting spin goes. This is the first time that black music has been so united. Rock music is black music, and rappers are now rock stars. If you started to notice, Lil Uzi Vert and all of these people, who aren't even. They're influenced by other genres like Travis Scott and Kid Cudi.
Travis Scott's like one of my favorites right now.
Yes,
exactly. Because the way he's able to he's like genre bending, right? So it's rap, but it's rap. It's like a weird intersection of rap, hip hop, and like rock, right? So
Charles Hamilton was doing that shit too.
So the synths are heavier, like it just crazy. But what I like, true. He did come back, but
he's back.
No. But the issue is what I like is sometimes music is just for the wave, right? So again, is Fresher from New York? Wait a minute. It's because the thing, I don't need all my songs to be super. I don't need all my songs to be mad lyrical. I just need my songs to get me through the day, right? So again, I'm not always here for a message. But sometimes I want to rock with that. Is he from New York? Because he has a dope song on the radio, with
that's a good hype song.
With Remy Ma, and it's and it's dope how that works. Again, he has Remy Ma.
Totally got a Florida style, though. That's a Miami style.
That's a Miami song. I don't know.
In my opinion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got that.
Wait a minute.
But Respek, because you here, what's your favorite region? As a rapper, producer, everything, what you do?
Damn, son, I'm gonna step in the camera. So
I'm
see nah, you good.
Take my spot.
Nah, you good. Respek. I'm not gonna stay. Laboratory Production Studios. My favorite region, I can't really call it. I'm a boom bap person all the way. It's all about boom bap to me.
Okay.
Drums is what.
Yeah.
What drives everything. You know what I'm saying? For me, at least.